Alright guys, Hazink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. So, in this video I'm going to be answering a question that I have had repeatedly thrown at me since this new banner's launched. I'm going to drop some information in relation to that banner as well, and how the game is probably going to go going forward. I just want to take a wee quick second here as well to thank Crunchyroll. It's the first time this has happened since we've been making content. They gave me a code for a year worth of Crunchyroll. Nice. So I now get to watch anime for free for a year. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. So yes, we are going to go here and talk about this banner situation, right? So people have been asking me constantly, should I summon on this banner or should I wait to see if they introduce Pity? Fair question. I'm going to do one, right? So, should I summon on this banner, or should I wait to see if they introduce Pity? Here is my thoughts on this, right? And when I'm opening this up, it'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. So when you summon on this banner, even if you don't necessarily get the unit, you get a ton of resources, right? Which some people might see that as a positive, some people might see that as a negative. On this particular pool, that wasn't necessarily the best set of resources that I could have got, but I did still get resources, right? So I'll do one more just to see if we see some better resources popping up this time round, right? So do another one. There we go. I didn't get Jury, which is fine. And this time, again, I didn't get better resources, but it still stands that you get a bunch of resources when you summon on those banners, right? Now, those resources, if you are someone who is free to play, they are going to push your account probably more than a unit would, right? Now, is that enough reason to summon on the banner? No, it's not, right? I'll be completely honest with you, it's not enough reason to summon on the banner. However, what I will say is this: how this banner performs, and this is what I've been told, and I'm going to try and relay this information to you as clear as I've been told it, without trying to paint a picture that looks better than it maybe is supposed to look, right? How this banner performs is going to dictate how new units and banners are handled in the future. If this banner does well, there's going to be more of a focus put on doing banners like this. Now, I asked, does that mean that new units are going to launch at 50% off? And the answer was maybe, right? So I can't say for sure that if this banner does really well, that means every new unit that comes along is going to launch at 50% off. However, what I will say is, if they do not want to add Pity, which is weird, right? If they don't want to add Pity, we already know that in the game files there is a hidden Pity at 25 multis, which is a lot of summons, right? Now, if they were to give us half price summons on that, that would mean that you would have a Pity that's equivalent to 13 full price summons, which is like twice as good as it is right now. So it kind of almost seems like a soft way to introduce Pity without saying, oh, we finally added Pity to the game. They can really advertise the fact that new units are released at 50% off. So if this banner does well, then that is potentially what we're looking at going forward. What it does mean, however, is if this banner does well, we may see less units being released as special summons. Keyword there, may, because I'm taking things at face value, but I'm not saying it's fact, because hey, things have changed before. But if this banner does well, then we may see less units being put into methods that you cannot get without using diamonds, right? Now, back to the question. Should you summon on this banner, or should you wait for potential Pity? Here's my answer. If you like this unit, then you should summon on this banner for two reasons. One, it could hopefully affect the way that banners are handled in the future, but more importantly, you know that you're getting a 50% discount. You don't know that Pity is coming, okay? So you have two choices in front of you. You have one that is actually here, that actually exists, which is 50% off, and then you have the other choice, which is Pity, which could literally be a white whale that never arrives. And if you don't summon on this banner, and this banner doesn't do well, then you might never get another opportunity at 50% off. If going for Jury and you've got a lot of currency, even if it takes you a decent amount of pulls to get her, with the amount of additional things that you get from the banner, you will have a lot of account growth, right? I've used all my boxes and stuff I got from there, right? But look, you can see I've got a whole bunch of invitation tickets, whether it be for flame, wind, lightning. I had more lightning, but I used them to get Dhalsim up to like full star level. It gives you these things that will actually boost your account quite considerably. So while it will be fantastic if you can go into this banner and you can get a jury, do 2 summons, get a jury, do 2 summons, get a jury, or become Pika and hit 30k diamonds, you know, while that would be fantastic, right? If you don't, but you still get her in a reasonable amount, the amount of stuff you get alongside this banner will actually give you substantial and significant growth on your account. And again, if it's a unit that you want, just to be clear here, I'm not saying to you guys summon for Jury for the sake of it, right? If you're already interested in Jury and you're wondering should you pull the trigger, then I suggest yes, you should. For the 2 reasons I've mentioned. 1, we never know if we're going to get pity. We just don't, right? Even if you do not have enough right now to max out Jury, right? So let's just say, for example, you're sitting on, I don't know, 50,000 gems, right? 50,000 gems, and you are sitting on maybe 10 tickets, right? 10 sets of tickets. Let's just say that's what you're sitting on, just as an example. If you summon on Jury right now, that is going to give you 20 gem multis, and it's going to give you 2 ticket multis. On any other banner, you are going to have half the amount of summons. So even if you use those tickets and those gems to summon on Jury just now, and you maybe only get her to S+, if you were doing it at full price, you might have only gotten her to A+, or maybe S, you know? So no matter what happens, even if you don't manage to max her out on this banner, it means in the future when you're trying to pick her up on different banners from exchanges and shops and stuff like that, you don't have as much distance to travel to finish the unit off. So this is probably the one time that I would suggest that you take the unit that you're currently focused on and switch it to go for this new unit. She's fantastic against bosses, so she's not going to let you down in that regard. She can actually do some decent damage on stages as well, so she is a very, very good, very, very solid unit. Like I say, I don't want you guys to have these false ideas that if this banner does well, that means that every unit is going to launch at 50% off. That might happen. Maybe it will happen sporadically. Maybe we'll get it once every 3 months or something. But if this banner does well, we're likely to see things like this returning in the future. If it doesn't do well, it's basically saying that no, we don't like this, which I think is a bit unfair, but that is essentially the message that's they're going to take from it anyway, right? So again, I'm not encouraging you to summon per se. What I'm saying is, if you are already on the fence about summoning and you're waiting for this possible white whale that is pity, that may never come, then I honestly do think it's worth your while pulling the trigger, because again, the resources you get from this, while potentially picking up the unit, you're being able to do twice as many summons for your money, your currency or whatever. To me, it seems like a no-brainer. I do think she is definitely worth going for, and it's what I recommend to my viewers that I think they should do. Hopefully, if it does well, it does mean we're going to get a 50% off with every new unit. Personally, I'm sceptical of that. I think it'll be every so often. Seems a lot more likely. But all I know is if people don't summon on the banner, then it'll probably not happen again, right? So it is what it is. Take from that what you want, do what you want at the end of the day. I'm just offering you my advice, and that is, simply put, a 50% discount that you can flat out see has more value than a pity that just might not come. It might not come. I mean, it should come, but it might not come. So I think it's better to go for the thing that's actually there than keep holding off and holding off and holding off for something that might never arrive. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I've been Hazing, thanks for watching, and again, Crunchy, cheers for the sub. I can't redeem it right now, by the way, Crunchy, so if you're watching this, I put it in and it says an invalid code, so I don't know if you're actually trolling me. I'm sure I'll get it fixed, right? But anyway, thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.